They give us outdoor tables that we can use as well, because obviously you can have the outdoor dining with the restrictions that are still inside. So, and it's nice to have some outdoor seating around Hopkinsville here. I think people enjoy it, and it's nice to just see some activity in the streets.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Continue supporting local. Together, we can make a difference.
1580 103.3 WPKY. And of course, we love to kick off coffee talk with our kids and our Pledge of Allegiance, and that's our favorite way to do it. So here we go. You need to stand up and get on your feet and get ready for our kiddos to kick us off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Here we go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Case and Little John. And, of course, if anybody knows that family, we know we love them a lot. They do a lot for our community. Stick around. Speaking of community, Rhonda Jewell's up next.
If you really enjoy the stories you hear on Traveling the Bluegrass, we'd like to invite you to listen to the whole visit uncut. Just type youragedge.com into your browser. You'll find Traveling the Bluegrass uncut stories in long form, so you don't miss a thing. You'll also find lots of ag news and farm pictures from across the Commonwealth. You can also find all the Kentucky communities that Traveling the Bluegrass can be found. Remember to visit youragedge.com.
1580 103.3 WPKY. And, of course, it's time for Coffee Talk. We love it each and every day. We look forward to it. I'm going to tell you what, I'm falling apart over here. I think I just lost my earring and all kinds of stuff. Ms. Rhonda Jewell's in the house. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'll tell you, it's a good day to get some stuff done outside.
It is. It is.
It's a good week for it, really.
Exactly. It's going to be a good weekend, too.
In other words, my kids need to get busy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
We need to get these leaves up.
Well, you know what? That's coming up on the 23rd. So I guess that's what, next Monday, right? Is that the 23rd?
23rd is next Monday. You're right.
Then, hey, how about that? That doesn't happen very often. For a solid week, I thought it was another week. Last week, I thought it was this week. So I'm running. My dates are all messed up this week. But that's get the kids out there and make it a family project. It's always a lot of fun, though. Talk about family pictures in the fall.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good weekend to put up Christmas lights, too.
Oh, I'll tell you, there's a lot of Christmas decorations going on. I think people are ready for it.
I think so. I know I am.
I'm ready for some fun, some holiday fun. What do you got going on at the Extension office?
Well, we've got quite a few things. Even though the pandemic has slowed us down quite a bit, we've still got some things going on. As a matter of fact, our 4-H Teen Council, which are teens from 8th through 12th grade, met last night. We are meeting virtually for as long as we have to, and then hopefully we'll get to meet in person. But I've got about 14 kids. And we did the best we could. We played a little game of scavenger hunt, which was a lot of fun. We had a little bit of trouble with some connecting, and we're going to hopefully get that worked out. But I think that has to do with the with the user, not Zoom. But
if they use it like I do, God bless them, because I repel technology half the time. It's. Whew.
I don't have a trouble linking on to like things for work, but whenever it's things that I do, it's a little bit. I'm a little bit technologically disadvantaged. So anyway,
at least you got together, though.
We did, and it was good seeing their faces, and I think it was good for them to see their faces. And typically, our 4-H Teen Council meets in the morning before school, at school. Now that we can't do that, I thought, well, we're going to meet at night. We're going to have more opportunity to do service projects and more opportunity to do some fun hands-on things, and also be able to include some kids who haven't been able to participate before. We've got some homeschool kids that are really active in 4-H, and gives them an opportunity. So anyway, I'm excited for what we are going to do. We already have our first service project underway. So that's again, we had a good meeting. So glad to be able to do that. I had thought, well, maybe I just won't do it. But I thought, no, we've got to at least try something. And I was surprised with the number.
There's so many. I think really and truly they're missing some of it. And don't get me wrong, I know that with camp and different things kind of being upside down, it's just good to talk to each other sometimes and see faces.
It is. Because a lot of these kids don't get to see their friends, because if they go to school Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday, they don't see the same group of people that they would see all the time. So,
well, and to be honest, it's kind of good if you're, I don't care how old you are, when you've got 4-H projects and you've got other people, or any projects, and you've got people that are like-minded that are doing it too. Mm-hmm. It's really nice to kind of see what they think about things and kind of swap ideas. So I think that's fantastic.
Yep. We also have a virtual Cloverbud group, and their packets are going to be ready this Friday. So they're going to pick those packets up, and they'll have activities to hold them to do throughout the month. And they can pick those up from 8 to 4:30. Now they do have to come inside to pick those up, but starting this Friday, they can pick those up. We've got I think 12 little Cloverbuds, so excited for them. I think they're getting a little dose of what 4-H is like. Not the real thing, obviously, but they are getting a little dose of some of the activities and getting to
gets them in that mindset. Anyway.
It doesn't. It
gives them a kick.
It doesn't. It gets them excited.
And you know what? That's the main thing. If you can get kids excited, they'll do anything.
Exactly. And catch them when they're young.
Yeah, that's true.
We also have our achievement applications, which are due. The achievement program, or the Kentucky 4-H Achievement Program, is an opportunity for kids to get recognition for the things that they've done, whether it's participate in teen conference or do service projects or learn a lot of different things, a lot of different areas. It is very competitive, and it is quite a bit of a challenge, but it does give kids an opportunity to start keeping records. It starts from the 4th grade and it goes through the 12th grade. They can start applying as in the middle school for level 1, level 2, level 3. That's when they start filling out, or I encourage them when they're 4th grade, start filling out these applications. And what it happens, it goes through with them throughout high school, and when they graduate, they have everything documented, everything that they've done, whether it's in 4-H or out of 4-H. So they're building their resume, as well as learning the importance of keeping records and stuff. So
I'm horrible at that. So when you can get a kid to really kind of get, it does make a difference. You'll forget things you did.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fantastic way to really get them kickstarted.
We've got one that's applying for gold, 2 for silver, 3 for bronze. So really excited about those, and they'll go to be judged December the 15th, and so after that we'll know who got what. And like I said, it's very competitive. There's only 30 gold across the state, and there's probably 75 to 80 applications that will get to the state level. Bronze and silver, there's more. I can't remember exactly what their numbers are, but it is competitive. But they do get rewarded for those achievements. If they go to teen conference, which is kind of like our 4-H week in Lexington, for a bronze, they get a discount, and then they get a 33% discount, and it's not cheap.
It's hard to say. That's significant, really.
It is. And then for the silver, they get 66% discount, and then if they get gold, they get 100% discount. Plus, they get a trip to National Congress, which is in Atlanta, and it's awesome.
Congress is a big deal.
It's absolutely. I've been twice, and I just love it. It's the best thing. I've had several kids that have gone, and they said, that's the best way to end my 4-H career, because it's just like they get to meet people from all over the United States that, again, are like-minded, and
it's a great networking opportunity.
Oh gosh, it is. It is. It is. So anyway, those are due. I'm working on those. They're going to be scored this Friday, and then we're going to ink them up, and then they get to go. They get to edit. They're going to go back and edit them before they go to the state on December the 15th. So
white out.
No, it has to be completely, not necessarily redone, but they're not. They could not get their gold because they have one misspelled word or one letter that is. Yeah, it's got to be every. It's very, very. I have gone over, and I have now. Thank goodness I have time, but I have gone over these, and I'm still in the process. I've still got several that I've got to go and revise, and there's things that they got points for. They should get points for that they don't realize it, and so anyway.
Bless their hearts.
Yes,
bless your hearts. I'm just saying. Yeah. That's a lot of hard work,
and that's why a lot of kids don't do it, because it takes a lot of it takes work. But
it's worth it, though. I mean,
it is in the long run. In the long run, it is. We've also got our Country Ham project that's beginning to get started.
That's my favorite.
It's we actually seems like we just finished it, and we did, but the registration is now through December the 15th. I'm doing an orientation this Monday night. It is going to be a Zoom orientation. So if anybody is interested and you haven't participated in the program before, it would be a good time to just to join in on the Zoom, just to learn about it, because there is a big responsibility. You sign a contract saying that, yes, we'll do the hams, we'll go to the state fair, and we'll do the speech. If not, they have to forfeit their hams, and it does cost $60. So they have quite a bit invested in it. So, but it is a wonderful project, wonderful opportunity for the kids to, a lot of times the speech just turns them off, but it's not that big of a deal. Last year, actually, the speech turned into an essay, and that's just because of the pandemic. And we're hoping this year that we will make it to the state fair. The topic this year for the seniors and the juniors, now this has never, ever happened. There's always been a junior topic that's been fairly easy, a senior topic that's been very difficult. But this year, they're both the same, and the topic is my experience in the Kentucky 4-H Country Ham Project. So it could be something that if they've participated for years, or if they just participated this year, they can just tell about their experience this year. So anybody that can do it, it's but again, like I said, hopefully we'll get to the state fair, and that's the best part. That's the best part. Getting to go to the state fair, getting to see all the hams, and getting to see the things at the state fair and getting to experience it is a wonderful learning experience. We do our hams at Broadbent's like we have in the past, and it's typically a Saturday morning. It takes usually 10 to 15 minutes, so it doesn't take that much time. It does take a little effort, though. You have to make sure that you're there and do your ham, and again put the time into that speech. And but it's pretty much a year-long process, so it's not something that is over with in a couple of months. We start in late January, February-ish, and then, we go from there.
Well, so. Again, we enjoy eating those country. The benefits later on, I think, is what a lot of us enjoy. Yeah. But that's an experience. Yeah, again, it's something different for the kids.
It is. And if anybody would like to buy country ham for the holidays, I got some 4-H'ers that need to get rid of some, who would like to get rid of some. So give me a call and I'll hook you up.
A lot of hard work goes into that.
It does.
Not every kid has the available land to maybe raise cattle or something like that. But something like this is a great way to get a kid involved in 4-H. Mm-hmm. Maybe they don't have to live on the farm.
Right. That's true. And we've got some families that have 3 kids.
Right.
They end up with 2, 4, 6. They end up with 6 or 8 hams. And
oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a great problem to have. We have too much country ham. So, that would, I don't know about that. That would be just a horrible, horrible thing.
Yes, it would.
I can help you out with that if you would like. If you've got too much,
I've got a couple.
I can help you.
I've got a couple in my freezer too, of my granddaughters. But anyway, she always donates one of hers to the Lottie Moon Christmas auction that we have at church. So, some kids donate them for certain things, or they give them as gifts, have it sliced and have it, vacuum packed and give it as gifts. And it's so there's a lot of different things you can do with it. Besides eat it yourself.
Right,
so.
right.
But nothing finer.
I don't know why you would, but I just...
There's nothing, I think, nothing any better than sitting down on Christmas or Thanksgiving morning and eating a country ham that you or your grandchild or your children processed, or whatever you want to call it, themselves.
That's
pretty awesome.
Talk about made with love. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did see, speaking of the kids at Made with Love, they're selling T-shirts for camp.
Yes. As a matter of fact, last year was a tough year this past summer because we had to cancel. Summer is our busiest time, and we had to cancel several things, but the main thing was camp. We have 4 camps across the state, excellent camps. They have been the last several years. We've put a lot of money and pride into them, and it was just very heartbreaking to have to cancel camp. And so we're trying to find as many ways as we can to help sustain them, because as we were talking, there's a lot of businesses that have had problems during the pandemic, and 4-H camp is one of those.
Well, it takes a lot of upkeep.
It does.
Really.
It takes a lot of upkeep. Plus, it's just it's just heartbreaking to know that kids are missing out on camp or whatever. But camp is
Well, it's a big part of a lot of kids' life. It's like a milestone for a lot of kids. And this is, some of them, it's a game changer, too.
It is.
So, I mean, but when you talk again about 4-H camp, because there are so many moving parts to 4-H camp and there is so many activities and things for them to do, it's also a lot of upkeep. And that's, financially, they could use the help with this.
Even when there's
year.
nobody there.
Right.
There's still, we've got employees that we have to pay. We have utilities that has to be paid.
Well, you think about what's in your yard. Now, multiply that by cabins and acreage and acreage and acreage, that need to be manicured. So
Exactly.
that's well worth it.
Exactly. This is actually a fundraiser that Simpson County is putting out, and it's just basically a 4-H T-shirt. It's either short sleeve, long sleeve, or hoodie. It's really, really cute. It's got a clover on the front. Cute. It's charcoal gray or dark gray with a clover on the front, and on the back it says 4-H, making the best better even in 2021. So we are selling those. I can come to the extension office and purchase those. You can also order them online, and I posted it on Facebook yesterday. It's on our county Facebook page, the order form and information. It's also going to be up on our website. So, but again, you can come in and order those. It'd make a great Christmas gift for your, for those that are in 4-H or those that, I've got people that aren't even in 4-H that love 4-H T-shirts.
Right.
So,
they're cute.
It's a good opportunity. They are cute. They're very cute. And who can pass up?
It's a clover. I mean, come on. It's a great Christmas gift.
Right, it would be. But anyway, they can contact us if they want more information or check out our Caldwell County 4-H Facebook page. Let's see. Country American Heritage. We have kind of like group with Crittenden County, and have an American Heritage group. They're supposed to meet tomorrow night. I'm not sure if any of our 4-Hers are going to be able to go, but they haven't met for months, and just trying to get together and do some things, maybe get ready for some reenactments or something.
Well, and if you're wondering what that is, Robert Ward is part of that. And I will tell you, I've been around him doing reenactments since I was a kid. And the one thing that I loved that that he was talking about before is the different projects that they're making, and really kind of taking a step back in time, and they can really get involved and make those projects and learn a lot. But they get out and have a lot of fun too. So I mean, you're learning, but it's almost like you don't even notice you're learning because you're having so much fun. So this is not anything that is just for one particular kid. If they got an interest, I would suggest that you contact them, because it's really a neat group. Robert Ward does, I think, a wonderful job.
He does. Him and Adam Barnes,
right?
The leader from Crittenden. Well, he's Livingston County, but he is in Crittenden County. They do a wonderful job, and there's several other volunteers too. But anyway, hopefully they'll be able to, as time goes, be able to get to do more things. Deadline for poinsettias is today. We've had our annual. No. Yes, we've had our annual 4-H poinsettia sales that's gone on for probably, I don't know how many years, maybe 40 years. But it's
that crept up quick.
Yeah. It's just a way for us to raise money for the 4-H Council to be able to help kids go to camp, or help, buy sewing machines or whatever, do these grab bags and a lot of the different things. But they can call today if they need to order. You can call the extension office at 270-365-2787. Place your order. They're $8 a poinsettia. There's red, white, and I was going to say red, white, and blue, but there's red, white, and pink.
Those pink are so cute.
They are. They're going to be available for pickup on the 30th of November, which is the Monday after Thanksgiving. And if there's any churches out there that would like to order for your church decorations, just give us a call and we'll get you on, and we'll help deliver if we need, whatever. We try to be very accommodating. And if anybody is interested, again, just call the extension office and order those. And then we also have our trash sculpture contest that's coming up. It's time for trash sculpture. December the 4th is when we're going to have the school contest. Now, that's very different this year because it's, usually the kids take their projects to school and they're judged at school for the school contest. But this year, they're not going to be able to do that. They need to bring those to the extension office. This is for kindergarten through 12th grade. There's K through 2, 3rd through 5th. 6th through 8th and 9th through 12th, so they have different categories that they compete in. They don't compete against older kids. You just bring those to the Extension office. Information is on our Facebook page. It's also on our website if anybody needs the guidelines. But it's all about recycling. It's all about... November the 15th is America Recycles Day, and we kind of try to do it in coordination with that. But it's just an opportunity to give kids, help them to realize there's something I can do with this instead of throwing it away, because landfills are filling every day, and it just breaks my heart because I hadn't been able to get into the schools and do my little recycling lesson, because that's one of my favorites.
It's great for parents to do with their kids right now, too, with them being home.
It is, especially now that they have, they may have a little bit more time. But it could a family thing, work together on, talk about those things that, we could throw this away, but instead we can use it for this. But,
hey, little Johnny and Uncle Bob could do that while the turkey's cooking. I'm just saying,
Exactly.
that'll give them something constructive to do.
Exactly. Again, the school contest or the contest is December the 4th. They need to bring those to the Extension office anytime between 8 and 4:30. They'll be judged that evening, and then we'll have the county contest. And then on the Monday following, December the 7th, is the regional contest. So those that place in the top 3 will get to go for the regional contest. So,
we appreciate you, Miss Rhonda.
I'm looking forward to it.
If they have any questions, anybody has any questions, if we want to get involved, if we want to order a poinsettia, how do we get a hold of you?
Call the Extension office at 270-365-2787. They can also email me at rjewell@uky.edu. It's pretty easy.
And you're on 62 West in Princeton.
Just on your way to Walmart. On the left-hand side, we've got the bright illuminated sign. So
it's the Caldwell County 4-H Rhonda Jewell in the Extension office. And we appreciate you very much. Enjoy this sunshiny week. Stick around. Speaking of sunshine, Miss Sunshine herself, Cathy Lewis, has walked in. So we're going to talk to her in just a few seconds. Hang on.
It's time to turn our attention to the holidays. We have so much to be thankful for. Our Daily Bread Eddyville is currently taking orders for Thanksgiving. You can choose your entree, vegetables, salads, and desserts. Check their Facebook for the complete vast menu and pricing. Place your orders early for Thanksgiving with our Daily Bread Eddyville. Make your life easy this holiday with the help of our Daily Bread Eddyville. Check Facebook for details. Deadline for Thanksgiving orders is November 18th.
Hi, this is Kelly Martin of Pennyroyal Hospice, and we are proud to be a part of the greatest comeback of all time.
Community leaders around the area are supporting the greatest comeback of all time.
So this greatest comeback ever has really helped. I think it's worked. I think it's done exactly what it was meant to do.
The cooperation of everyone has been enormous, and I mean inside government, outside government partners. Everyone knows just how horrific this pandemic is. And it is for real, and the cooperation has been enormous at all levels.
Just want to go back to the greatest comeback thing. If you can and when you can, always shop at home. It makes a difference. And those folks, as you all have said here, they supported our ball teams. They've given to Rotary. They've helped do a lot of things for our community. We need to stand behind them now and do what's right and buy here as local as we can.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Continue supporting local. Together, we can make a difference.
2020 has been a year full of challenges. Our community has remained strong, but there are those among us who are still struggling. Join Gather on Main, Big John's Barbecue, and Taco John's in Princeton as they give a hand up by making sure this Thanksgiving everyone has a warm place to go with a hot, made-from-scratch meal served by neighbors who care. The community Thanksgiving meal will be hosted at Gather on Main in downtown Princeton from 11 to 3 on Thanksgiving Day. If your family is willing to help by serving, please message or call Cathy Lewis at 270-963-0736. Financial donations are appreciated and can be made by dropping off your gift at Gather on Main in downtown Princeton, Big John's Barbecue in Farmersville, or Taco John's in Princeton. Let's make sure this year is remembered for its rich blessings. The Community Thanksgiving Meal from Gather on Main, Big John's Barbecue, and Taco John's in Princeton. 1580 103.3 WPKY. And speaking of a community Thanksgiving meal and all things food, it's Cathy Lewis.
Hello.
Hi. I'll tell you, I told her, I said, man, I just love seeing your face this morning. I've missed seeing her because she's one of those ladies that can really perk you up. And, number one, she'll feed you, and that just makes you feel good. It makes everybody feel good. I saw a rerun of some things that you did last year on the Food Network. I was like, look at Cathy.
Yeah, we had a lot of people send messages after the rerun. Yes, Sexy Bourbon Cookies will be back. It's probably going to be after Thanksgiving because we've got so many things to get done before Thanksgiving.
I don't know what you've got going on at all. I mean, what is your problem?
If I wasn't so lazy.
I'm telling you, those things were the best. They really were. And but that and the, man, I'll tell you what you're famous for right now is those bombs, those chocolate
cocoa bombs.
Cocoa bombs.
Yeah.
And evidently, Smarty Pants, you had to put a little adult version of that. And then I'm like, oh, it's on now.
Yeah, they're pretty good. We have the Cocoa Bombs on order now, the Elf Cookie Kits on order now, all Thanksgiving and Christmas items on order now at Gather on Main.
I think those are so cute, by the way.
Yeah.
What a great idea. You know, when even with the teenagers, because they love hot chocolate, because I'm like, well, yeah, I guess they're in school now. I start saying, I probably shouldn't say that. I'm just kidding. But, if you're looking for a Santa Claus gift, I'm just saying, you can help Santa out and tell him, look, this would be great to put in a stocking because those are amazing.
Yeah. And we had I sent tons, over 1,000 of them out last year. So we're well on our way to the hundreds already being ordered this year, and we'll have them available to order all the way through Christmas until we get so many that we can't handle anymore. Then we'll cut off orders. So, because that's what we had to do last year. We finally just had to cut off orders. But we do have the regular Cocoa Bombs and the adult Cocoa Bombs. The adult ones, obviously, you got to be 21 to buy, but they're fun.
They are the bomb.
Yeah, they're fun and they're yummy. We use only Ghirardelli chocolate on ours, so they're fantastically yummy Cocoa Bombs.
Well, and if you're looking for something unique for, a gift, I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah. I think everybody likes cocoa. I don't know very many people who don't. So they're a great gift all over. And they're $5 a piece for the regular ones. It's a pretty good, cheap way to give a lot of people something fun.
Well, and if you don't, maybe that's not your thing, and you want to give, how about a gift certificate? Because I'll tell you, a gift certificate always fits.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got some, I bet you would probably really like it if somebody bought you a couple of tickets to what you've got coming up, like at New Year's Eve, because you just got there doing the wild game night,
sure.
And now she's like, oh no, that's not good enough. Yeah, do you think that was great? Just wait. What's your next specialty?
We are doing a 5-course tasting menu on New Year's Eve, and it'll be a New Year's around the world tasting menu. So we all know that most countries, all countries, I think pretty much, have a traditional good luck New Year's food. So we will be taking a trip around the world to try different New Year's foods that are traditional for different countries for New Year's Day.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm notorious for falling asleep when I'm traveling, so I hope you got a blankie for me somewhere. Because that's how you get my belly full, and that sounds like a great time, though. I will say, I hope it's overflowing, because I'll tell you, it's really, that one's going to be cool.
It's going to be fun. We're taking reservations for that now. We did, book up completely on Wild Game Dinner pretty quickly. So we'll take reservations on this until we are full. It does say non-refundable deposit for reservation. I will, because people are a little nervous right now, caveat that with, if we are forced to cancel due to COVID restrictions being increased or something of that nature, that will be refunded. So the non-refundable part is for people who just decide not to show up on us, because we have to be able to cover our costs on that end. So,
well, in your brunch, I'm going to tell you, one of the new items that she has on her brunch menu is this chicken fried steak and these fried potatoes. Oh, my gravy! Speaking of gravy, but that was good.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
That's one of the new ones on the fall side of things.
It
right?
is. That's one of the new ones. The chili con quiles is one of the new ones. It's really good as well. The oatmeal. If you haven't tried the chai oatmeal yet, it's fantastic also.
I love anything oatmeal. You had me at oatmeal. And I know that's weird, but I don't know. Oatmeal anything, I'll pretty well. But the Christmas mimosa.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
It is. Yeah, it's fun.
Holly jolly Christmas. I'm just telling you that'll make you happy.
That's a good way to top off your Saturday brunch. Is to add some mimosas with it.
The mimosas are good, but the Christmas mimosa, that just kind of kicked it up a notch.
Yeah, they're pretty fantastic. Yeah, we've got a couple of good bartenders now that really can work some different recipes in for us, and they're a lot of fun.
It's almost like if you dipped a shortbread cookie in a mimosa. that's what this tastes like. It's like, I don't know. It's really cool. I will say Heather liked it too. So Boo Boo and I, 12 thumbs up. That's what we're saying.
Fantastic.
Hey, past that though, you did say something, you posted something yesterday, and we did say it a second ago. Look, if we've got some thing, we may have to, things may be moving, I'll get it out in a second. I don't want to say it, but things, may move quickly over the next few days as far as guidelines or things we have to follow. And you are always so good about posting that and saying, look, this is what we need to do, and this is what we're going to do now.
Yeah, so, it's, I think COVID's just now really hitting this area, which means we're going to see numbers spike, and we're going to see them spike quickly, and we're going to see them hang around for a little bit. When New York and California and those places were seeing their hits, we weren't seeing it here, and it's here now, and we're going to see it. So we are kind of at an ever flux right now. Anything that changes day by day as far as mandates and what we need to do to keep the community safe, we'll be following that. It kind of is what it is at this point. We all have to do what we've got to do, and we're kind of playing everything by ear. So I know along that same lines, really here today to talk about the community Thanksgiving we've got coming up next Thursday. Can you believe that? Thanksgiving Day and the community Thanksgiving we've got coming up, and what our plans are as of right now on how that's going to function and what our plans may be moving forward. Right. So, Gather on Main, Big John's Barbecue, Taco John's of Princeton have come together to present a community Thanksgiving meal. So anybody in need, whether it be because they just can't afford to feed their family, whether it be that they're elderly and stuck here without family, whatever that need may be, anybody in need of Thanksgiving dinner can come to Gather on Main on Thanksgiving Day between 11 and 3 and receive a free Thanksgiving meal. If it's somebody who's higher risk and doesn't want to come in, or somebody who just doesn't want to be exposed, they're more than welcome to drive up and get a carry-out meal. What we really wanted to stress today is that this meal will happen regardless of lockdown at this point. So even if we go into full lockdown, there will be meals. They'll just be done in a slightly different way. But Thanksgiving Day from 11 to 3, we've had lots and lots and lots of sponsors come forward. We'll have a sponsor list. It's up on our Facebook page now, but we'll be releasing an individual sponsor list. We'll have sponsor list posted that day because a lot of the community has come together to make sure this can happen. But as of right now, anybody who is on our volunteer list, and we are still taking volunteers and are still in need of volunteers, all of our volunteers will need to be masked and we'll have temperature taken at the door. Anybody coming in to dine in for Thanksgiving will need to be masked and have temperature taken at the door. But we will have people come in and receive a nice, warm, fantastic Thanksgiving meal. And
this is my favorite thing that I've told you this 25 times, even when you first mentioned it. My favorite thing that you've done. So I love this.
And it's going to be good. It's going to be great. We're really hoping at this point that it's still safe and okay next week for people to be able to come in, because I think it's that sense of community that some people are missing right now. So we hope to be able to have people in. We hope to be able to have people sit down and eat and enjoy it and be there with other people and have that sense of community. If they don't feel like that's safe, or if it's somebody who's got elderly family members at home that they need to take Thanksgiving to, this is important. Do not call to place an order. We will have the phone going so crazy we won't be able to handle it. Right. What we will do is we will just literally line up at the curb. We have our carry-out parking spot, and you line up from there back. And you don't have to call. Someone will come out. They will get a head count. They will then turn around and bring you out meals. So we basically just get in line and try not to block the road at all, get in line on the curb, and we'll move people forward as quickly as we can. And then those are obviously for the carryouts. If for some reason we're mandated by that point next week to not be allowed to have dine-in seating at restaurants anymore, because that's kind of, I think, the feel we're all getting at this point is we may be locked down again, we will not cancel. We will just do all carry-out. So we will be set up with as many volunteers as need be to run people through as quick as possible to be able to get people meals out. We've got the donations in at this point. We've ordered food. Food will be here, start arriving for us to start prepping as early as Friday. We're not canceling. We just may have to change the way we do things.
Well, you know what? That's been kind of the theme of what, since March?
Yeah, it's been kind of the theme of the entire year.
I mean, it's bend a little and change what you do. And you guys just continue to do that over and over and over again.
Right.
But you know what? Hey, you get through it. And I respect you guys so much for that, because that's the one thing that I think nobody wants to think about is somebody not having some place to sit down and eat or something to eat. But that's the reality. That's the other reality that we live in that we don't want to think about, you know?
Right.
And that's not new. That's been going on
That's not new,
ever.
especially not in this area. We have an extremely high indigent population. We have an extremely high amount of people who are food insecure at all times in this area, and this is something that we can help at least this time of year and help and make people feel a little bit more like they belong. I know we have a large group in Princeton, believe it or not, of elderly people who just don't have family around here, and we don't want those people to feel like they have to not have Thanksgiving because they don't have family around. So the original goal, obviously, was to have everybody gather and gathered together and feeling that sense of community. And we'll wait and see how that goes for next week. We've got 2 full dining rooms. We can hold a lot of people and do so safely. So that will be done in a safe way if we're still allowed to dine in. We'll bring people in and do it the safest way we can. And to be able to get people in so they can still feel that sense of community and come into somewhere warm and sit down and eat. If we are not able to bring them in, then we're still going to make sure these people get to eat a nice warm Thanksgiving meal.
I'm going to tell you, well, it's more than that, because I will tell you, Big John, I love him to death. That I think you guys are perfect partners for that. I know that he does a lot of things like that on his own.
Well, and I want to give John a big shout out, because we, Cray and myself, when we bought that building, that was one of the first things we said is when we put up this restaurant, we're going to do a Feed the Community on Thanksgiving. And we reached out to John and just said, hey, would you at all be interested in helping? And the man did not even hesitate. Absolutely, I'll do every turkey. By the way, John is smoking the turkeys for this. So they're going to be fantastic turkeys, but he's doing every single turkey for us so that we can focus on making other items. So, I mean, he didn't even hesitate. The man did not hesitate at all. I mean, absolutely jumped on board to help in any way he could. And, certain people just do that. They just jump on and they just help at any moment. I've had numerous people, that we know that have immediately jumped on. What can I do? If they could donate money, they did. If they couldn't, they're donating time. We've got lots of families that want to bring children in to donate time to see. I know my kids, I've got one in quarantine now, so she won't be there because she was exposed at school. And that's our big thing, too. If you are in quarantine, you cannot come to this event. We are happy to send you a meal home, but you cannot come inside. It's really important that we abide by those laws and those rules at this point. But, my other children will be in helping because they need to see that. They need to see that giving back to the community. They need to see that not everybody has it as good as they do. And we've got quite a few other families that are coming in with their kids to help out.
That's what I love about you and Cray, though, and Big John. And I'll tell you, John Lundstrom, we love you, buddy, because that's you all. I don't think I've ever heard you say, no, I'm not going to help. You just kick it up a notch. I mean, that's one thing that you've done over and over, whether it's for basketball teams or cheerleading teams or whatever it is, people that have lost their homes. And when we first started this thing and everybody was on lockdown at home, I saw people, getting meals that didn't have to leave their house. And that had a lot to do with, both John and you and Cray making sure that people had what they needed. And that has always seems to be your first concern. And man, I respect you because that's they're getting an experience too. Because let's face it, there's some people that would, this is a real treat beyond just being able to have a meal. Being there at Gather, that's a treat.
It is. And we're really, really hoping next Thursday we can still have people in so they can still get that. The warmth. If y'all don't know, I'm a little Christmas crazy. If you think a little is, Cray would probably argue with the word little. But, Gather is all fixed up.
We didn't ask Cray. How about that?
Gather is all fixed up and ready for Christmas. We will be playing Christmas music that day. I'm sorry, y'all, but we will. To have that nice, warm atmosphere atmosphere and people and Christmas and that feel that we all need, that sense of community. I think, this year's been rough. People have had, there's been a huge spike in America of people on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medicines, and people need to feel like things are kind of normal. And we're hoping that next Thursday we can help with that at least a little bit. And like I said, because we've had a couple of people ask if we're going to cancel. Worst case scenario, we will not cancel. We will just do carry out only.
Well, and again, you know what? Unfortunately, people that are hungry, and hunger itself is not going to be canceled because that's going to be there.
Right.
So I think that's fantastic that you guys are reaching out and doing that one way or the other, and we appreciate that. And hey, you got me in mind as long as you do. We'll take out trash, wash dishes, whatever you need us to do. Well, my kids will really wash dishes. That's what I'm thinking.
I was going to say, we do still have time slots available for volunteers. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what time slots are available. I know the early slots, the 10 to 11, the pre-slot. I know a lot of people really want to help and volunteer when there are people actively being served. We still have to have people there beforehand to get things ready and after to clean up. So I think we've almost filled the cleanup spots. But I know those early time slots, we're having problems filling the early time slots right now. So if you're still on the list of wanting to volunteer, and yes, I had people message me early on wanting to volunteer, and it was so many people, I don't have a comprehensive list of names. So when we announced the volunteer schedule this week, we said, please reach out again. So just reach out, call Gather on Main, 9630736, and let them know you're wanting to volunteer and have them hook you up with a time slot. We do have time slots that will be assigned for volunteers so that we can make sure we don't have 80 people at one time trying to volunteer and nobody else at another time slot. For the sake of, we need people all throughout the day, and also for the sake of making sure we don't have extra people where there don't need to be extra people.
Well, think about Thanksgiving dinner times, 300? I mean, that's the reality.
That's our estimate, because somebody asked how many people we were prepared to serve. Our guesstimate, and it's a loose guesstimate, is 250 to 300 plates. So we made sure we could serve well over 300. Because we just don't know. We don't know what kind of response we'll get on a normal year for the need for Thanksgiving, but especially this year, we just don't know what our response is going to look like. So we are doing our absolute best to make sure that anybody who comes will be able to eat. So we've prepared for over 300 people.
Well, I don't want to make sure that I don't leave out Taco John's either, because, the folks over at Taco John's are amazing.
Oh, Miss Annetta will be in the kitchen all day. She's already volunteered for us. So she'll be at Gather all day Thanksgiving Day. Taco John's does close Thanksgiving Day. That's something we've always done for our employees, and we will continue to do that this year. We'll be closed completely Thanksgiving Day. Gather on Main will be closed Friday, because most of my staff, while they're not at all required to work and not being paid to work Thanksgiving Day, most of my staff is volunteering Thanksgiving Day. So we are giving everybody Friday off. But Taco John's is closed Thanksgiving Day. So Netta's already said, I'm not working that day anyway. I'm coming. So she's working. She's coming in to work at Gather and volunteering her time there instead.
I have a really firm belief that, it says a lot about you, about the people that you surround yourself with. And you've got some fantastic employees.
My employees are fantastic. Absolutely. I mean, we have employees that try really hard to do the right thing and try really hard to work and help each other out. And it's, especially times like this, it's really quick. You see really fast where your people stand. And we've been extremely blessed with the amount of employees we have that will do anything to help each other out and do anything they can to keep our businesses going. I mean, I don't think it's just not a surprise to anybody that this has been an awful year to start a new restaurant. I mean, we could not. I said, if there's nothing I'm better at in life, it's impeccable timing. To open a restaurant 5 days before COVID hits the country is probably the worst thing I could have done. Of course, we had no way of predicting that, but it's been rough. But we've had employees that have bent over backwards to do everything they can to make sure that we are able to stay around. They're not jumping ship and going somewhere else where they know they're going to be okay. They're staying with us and helping us fight through.
So, we love them for it. Josh is amazing. Everybody over there is amazing. So we appreciate you, lady. And you got however many hands I have at my house. That's I don't need to. I don't know how to count that. But let's see. But you got them. And. I hope to goodness that we can fill those time slots. So come on. Hey, you know what? I'm used to being there in the morning, so I'll come help in the morning, and let's see how many more other people can.
Well, I was going to say, if we get full on volunteers, because like I said, we are limiting the number per time, and I really do expect by today or tomorrow that we will be full up and not be able to take anymore. We will take names and phone numbers for anybody who can volunteer, kind of spur of the moment, because we are in that reality of you may get a phone call from the school tomorrow,
right?
Quarantining half your family.
Welcome to 2020.
We did it last night. We quarantined one of ours last night.
It's like bingo.
Yeah,
that's got it.
There is that absolute reality right now of you may volunteer and have every intention of helping us and be quarantined tomorrow. So we will take an extra list of volunteers who can come in kind of last minute in case that were to happen, and we lose some before things. Because at this point, if you quarantine today, you can't work Thanksgiving now,
right?
Because it's a 14-day quarantine.
Right. So. Okay, well, we're looking at Taco John's in Princeton and Big John's Barbecue, Farmersville, and Gather on Main at downtown Princeton, so they can sign up and get, what's the phone number?
Gather on Main, 270-963-0736. And again, thanks to all of our amazing sponsors, businesses, individuals. We will post the list. The list will be posted at Gather. We will post it on the Facebook pages again and again so that everybody can see the list of the wonderful people helping us make sure this happens.
Oh, it's amazing. We love you, Cray, too. We don't mean to leave you out, buddy. But you and Cray and John Lundstrom, we love you all. Thank you very much for that. Community Thanksgiving meal from Gather on Main, Big John's Barbecue, and Taco John's in Princeton.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Kay's Kitchen.
2020 has been a year full of challenges. Our community has remained strong, but there are those among us who are still struggling. Join Gather on Main, Big John's Barbecue, and Taco John's in Princeton as they give a hand up by making sure this Thanksgiving everyone has a warm place to go with a hot, made-from-scratch meal served by neighbors who care. The Community Thanksgiving meal will be hosted at Gather on Main in downtown Princeton from 11 to 3 on Thanksgiving Day. If your family is willing to help by serving, please message or call Cathy Lewis at 270-963-0736. Financial donations are appreciated and can be made by dropping off your gift at Gather on Main in downtown Princeton, Big John's Barbecue in Farmersville, or Taco John's in Princeton. Let's make sure this year is remembered for its rich blessings. The Community Thanksgiving meal from Gather on Main, Big John's Barbecue, and Taco John's in Princeton.
You're listening to the voice of Caldwell County, 1580 103.3 WPKY Princeton, an Edge Media Group station.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. One of the longest aircraft groundings in history is over for an American company.
The FAA